station to here. Also, I got a spot for us tonight. Yeah, we don't need this.
A very strong emotional energy with the backdrop of unhoused people or people living at the edge of society who were trying to survive. And I thought that the piece ended up having both a combination of levity in the opening with showing how resourceful they were and showing how they were able to still maintain a sense of a love and intimacy between each other going through those times, and obviously the later stages in which violence ruins both of their lives and taking her life. I thought the piece had a great grounded feel with the cinematography and made the piece feel more realistic. And I thought it ended up helping the emotional appeal of the narrative. And I thought it had a very empathetic approach to the characters, which allowed the audience to enjoy the piece, even though the themes are very difficult to deal with. So I thought the piece was well done for those reasons.
It's so heartbreaking to see a story about homelessness because it is so much more rampant than it fucking needs to be. It's really unfortunate. And this was just kind of the reality of it, where a lot of people just kind of do what they need to do to survive, not even out of, taking things to be malicious or like breaking and entering to be quote, quote, criminals. They literally just sometimes want somewhere to stay warm, want somewhere to eat, want somewhere to feel like they're normal people. So I think this story was really amazing. Thought the acting was very natural. I really felt like the two leads had really great chemistry, and following them from beginning to end of the story was truly amazing. I really liked the kind of like the plot points and story as a whole. Even him like proposing with a band-aid because he doesn't really have, obviously don't have money to have an engagement ring. So also just kind of remembering that it's the little things, and I feel like this story showed it a lot through the plot, that they found happiness in each other despite basically having nothing. Like he said, he only had like $47 and stuff like that. So just kind of seeing that it's the little things that people take advantage of, that when you have nothing, it means everything. So I thought that was really beautiful. I thought the cinematography was great. I thought the pacing was great.
Powerful, heartbreaking short about homelessness in America and the prevalence of it here. Um, it was just incredible how happy just having a space made this couple in the short. Just running water, things like that, brought them to tears with happiness. And this documentary was so heartbreaking because it went from um, this couple being in their version of paradise and having everything, um, to immediately having nothing. It just highlights how the homeless are just people with dreams, with needs and hopes, just like the rest of us, and they deserve basic human necessities like running water, shelter, things like that. The message at the end of this documentary hit so hard after after this story, just showing how many empty homes there are compared to how many homeless people. In fact, we could have 20 something homes per person if people weren't so greedy and um, we didn't have such high prices on housing, and we didn't um, not have these low income housing that we need so much to house these people. Um, so yeah, having that message at the end definitely hit so much harder after hearing their story and watching it. I thought the acting in this was incredible. It was definitely really heartbreaking to watch. Their chemistry was so good, which of course made it even harder to watch and even more heartbreaking. So I thought everyone involved in this did such a great job. And it really did a great job of highlighting the homeless crisis and how important and prevalent it is to address in this country.
It just kind of like help us to see like how like different kinds of lives in the big city lives, and how could they like live like good or not, and what do they want to get off it like in their daily life. And it's pretty hard like to swallow that like the hard truth. And this one, I mean, it's not like they're wrong, but because like they want to live a better life, but they cannot afford that, so that's why they took it that way. So I mean, it's wrong like partly, but like their like desire to live like happily, like with like good like apartment with some money, it's not wrong. Like it happens to everyone. So this is a good story to tell, and it's like the topic that I feel like people out there need to hear. Good performances, and with the security coming to the door and shooting them is dramatic. So there's some like good like dramatization in the short film that's kind of like well squeezed at the right timing. So I feel like everyone is kind of well planned with good production. It's look convinced that they're kind of like homeless and they just want to like live a better life just for temporarily on someone else's apartment. So this one is a good short film, good topic, and good production.
I love how in Paradiso we have these two different characters who try and find a life for one another together in a sense, no matter the circumstances of the obstacles that they face throughout, they still find a way to stay together through the form of love. Towards the end, it sort of becomes this full circle moment for the male character as he's seen back on the streets needing help after his life is killed. The story creates this nice balance between doing the things we love for the ones we love, but also showing the real life effects of how our life choices can affect ourselves and the ones that we love.
The writing of the film was excellent, very believable story of the couple trying to survive. The performances of the two leads were excellent, both showed so much devotion and love, and the sad guitar music really suited this moving piece. I appreciated seeing the stats about homelessness at the end, telling the viewer that we have to do better.